Hey you guys, what's going on? It's Joby, and like a lot of you, I'm sure that you watch a ton of other things on YouTube besides guitar related content. I know I for sure do. I'm really into building things and skateboarding. I love watching skateboarding content, but one of my favorite non-guitar related channels is still musical, and that is R. David R. Dave's got a great channel about drums, and if you're a drummer and you're not subscribed to his channel already, I would highly recommend it. But anyway, I just wanted to put this little front end on the video to explain that that's kind of where this all came from. Dave had a great series called the $20 Drum Set, where he completely rebuilt, and much better than myself, a drum kit. That I just wanted to let you know that that's what inspired this. Dave, if you ever see this, great channel, and thanks for the inspiration. I really love his philosophy, which is using what he has and, making projects out of things, and it's just cool stuff. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Stick around to the end to watch a demo of everything, and that's it for now, man. So peace. Take it easy. Well, I bought this hunk of trash drum kit for $10. Let's see if I can do anything with it. So yeah, you can see I bought the kit off Facebook Marketplace. Occasionally you can get a pretty good deal, and as I said in the intro, this was definitely kind of inspired by R. David R's $20 drum set video series. If you look at the kick drum, you can see that the wrap was pretty well trashed. There was no saving it. It was also broken in several places and peeling off, so that's why I decided to paint the kit. Also ended up replacing the bass drum spurs, because as you can see, one of them is missing. This was just an old 80s like CB kit, not an expensive kit at all. You can see the snare was in the worst condition, duct tape on the bottom. I bet that was working out great for the guy that had them. The snares were totally busted. One of the straps was missing. Everything was just completely rusted to death. And this was one of the rack toms and the old Pearl kick pedal that was just a bit too far gone to use. Sounds like a barn door, so I decided to not use that. Okay, so here's what we're left with. The tom shell, the kick shell, the snare shell. There's all the snare hardware. This rather is all the snare hardware. That's the hardware from the two toms. I got rid of one of the toms. Have some hoops. Definitely need one smaller hoop. Kick drum pedal, which I think I might have one that's better than that. And a bunch of beer cans. Yeah. Gonna bag all this up before I lose it. Here's where I am right now. I have filled and sanded everything that I did not want to be in the final product, and so now I'm going to do a regular wood filler, like a second coat, in a couple of spots where I sanded a little too much off, and then I will final sand it again next. Same thing with the kick drum, and that's about the only difference right now. All right, another little update on the drums here. These all have their second coat of filler, so those are getting ready to get finished, sanded, and then painted. I think I showed you guys these hoops, but I got all the goo off them. I haven't de-rusted those yet. I did de-rust this hoop here just now, actually, tonight, and I started getting all the rust off the snare drum, which really honestly looks so much better. It's kind of getting a brushed aluminum look to it now because I'm using Scotch-Brite. And then kind of the biggest update is I found a floor tom. And I've filled the voids on this guy. Happy with that. It is thinner than these other shells, so in all honesty, floor tom's probably not going to be the greatest sounding floor tom ever. I'm sure it'll work. And yeah, also got a hi-hat stand and some crappy hats. I still have to derust those two hoops. That is the hoops from the new floor tom. And I still have to de-rustify all of the hardware. All right, quick update on the drone project. All the shells have been primed, so making some headway. The primer I used actually really did a good job of filling in the grain. Took, less work than I actually thought it was going to. So yeah, that's where we are right now. All right, you guys, so here's a bit of an update. I really haven't wanted to show you guys me doing this because it's just long and painful, but essentially I have pretty much spent at least an hour a night for maybe the last 2 weeks just cleaning hardware. This is kind of what I'm starting out with pretty much everything, and I'm just kind of cleaning it with 3-in-1 oil and a brush, some Scotch-Brite, microfiber cloth. Missing a couple pieces here and there. There's still some rust on stuff, but this will all get a little further cleaned and oiled before it goes on the drum kit. But yeah, man, I've just been doing that to drum shells and hoops and hardware, and I tell you what, I am pretty much sick of it. I hate rust. All right. Well, the furnace is on, but you can see that we have made a bit more progress. We have hardware back on the small tom and the floor tom, and everything has been painted. Honestly, the paint job is not perfect, and I don't really care. If you're wondering why I decided to go with white, I think it was just because the drums were black, and they had trigger mounts in them that somebody had drilled, very kind of janky homemade sort of triggers probably, which I had to fill. So it was obviously like a metal kit, so I just kind of thought it would be funny to put it in a wedding dress, so to speak. Look at this disgusting ass symbol. What kind of skin oil did this reptilian have? Apparently I was in slow-mo there. So yeah, that looks a little better. Cleaned with Barkeeper's Friend and Scotch-Brite. Then I used a touch of Semichrome polish, and to say that a little of that goes a long way is a massive understatement. Then I coated it with paste wax. Do you see these? These are absolute trash. Literally. If you go out and buy some Pure Sound snares, which are great, and they have these quick disconnect straps, I highly recommend you do not use them. The little cotter pins here pop right through the snare, and the snare keeps coming undone. Keep losing the snare, and if you don't believe me, look it up online. This happens to quite a few people. It's just a bad design. Really a bummer, because I paid extra money for this system versus just buying one with normal straps. So that sucks, and I cannot recommend these at all. All right, you guys, well, we have pretty much reached the end of this journey. Everything has heads. Gonna go over that real quick. I put an Evans EC reverse dot on the snare batter side, and there's Evans 500 underneath. The toms have the Evans EC2s, and these are like frosted, basically. They say coated, but they're They're not really like coated heads. They're more like frosted. They both have Evans G2 on the bottom. Evans EMAD on the batter side of the kick. EMAD 2, actually. And I got the little EQ pillow in there. Honestly, it didn't make a lot of difference. Sounded really good on its own. Here is the ride. Here is a super cheap crash I bought. Here are the wacky hi-hats that I etched with a Dremel tool for fun. I bought an entire set of Yamaha Redline hardware from my friend Oz, who is a drummer I know. Great drummer, by the way. Been in a bunch of really cool bands. These are all from the 80s, more or less, and it's a matching set, which is pretty cool. The snare stand is also Yamaha Redline. This is just a cheap snare stand that the tom is on, of going in the opposite direction of a metal kit, was this Evans EQ3 front head with the shield with my initials. Again, I just thought it was kind of funny, since the kit was very metal, to make it very not metal. As you can see, I am missing a crash cymbal still. I have another one coming. Another cheapy, like 18-inch crash. They sound all right, but they're super cheap. The rest of the kit sounds pretty great, I think. I actually bought some moon gels, but ended up not really needing them. The toms sound great, snare sounds great. So overall, I'm super pleased, and I'm pretty happy that this process is done. So now all that's really left is to let you guys hear them. And since I'm a shit drummer, I'm going to bring in a ringer. All right, you guys, this is my friend Sean Rayner, who's going to rip the kit for you. Sean's an incredible drummer. I've had the pleasure of playing with him in a band back in the 90s, and then he also plays drums for my side project, the Hovering Lights, which I think it's probably about time we do another one of those records. I mean, there's that thing sitting right there, so that's a perfect opportunity. And he also plays with a local band called SXX, and you're also still playing with Bill occasionally?
Occasionally, and kind of anybody that needs a drummer. You know, I'm open to ideas and open for projects.
So where can people get a hold of you if they want to hire you out for some drumming?
You can find me on Facebook at Sean. Just search Sean Rayner Music and send me a message through there. And that's probably the easiest. Or I'm at Rayner1, like 2 words, Rayner and 1, at Outlook.com.
Beautiful. Well, that's it. Sean's going to rip this kit to shreds for us. And thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Peace. Take it easy.